like that.
It's not personal. Everybody has their opinion. It's not personal. I just don't. I don't like the guy because of that. I just don't like the guy for what I hear and what I see. You know, I think he's a piece of shit. I honestly do. He's a piece of shit. You know, you put your hand on women like that, bro. You're a piece of shit in my book, bro. You're not a man. You know, my dad always told me, you're a coward. You do something like that. You a coward. Deep down inside, you a coward. Because you got to pick on somebody that can't even defend themselves. Bro, that's not right. And I don't care about the what happened and all the whatever he's saying afterwards, and she did this and she did that. Boy, you got enough money to go buy so many toothbrushes. So, you can buy a toothbrush company probably, all the money you got.
Unless you've been under a rock or have a learning or comprehension disability, you will automatically know that there is actually a double standard when it comes to men and women. From the time we are young boys and young girls, we are taught two completely different lines or methods of communication and actions. Originally and naturally, we are both taught to respect each other and keep our hands to ourselves. And though these are the teachings as a young boy or young girl, as we start to get older, we understand the difference in physicality with both genders. We somewhat become resigned to the fact that women can become upset and physical, but it is inappropriate for a man to respond with physicality in return. On the surface, we understand that it's a double standard and is something that we overall accustomed to. As a member of the male community, personally, I completely understand this and don't have much of a problem with it. That's not to say that I haven't seen instances where this thought process can be very, very dicey. Now, this is just one simple double standard within the millions of double standards we have littered throughout society. The place where things get really tricky is when you come across the double standard that you're really not okay with or fond of at all. If you had to listen to or watch some of my prior videos to this one, you know that I usually acknowledge the phrase, keep that same energy, while always adding the fact that that same energy is never kept. For instance, if you can recall a while ago, an NFL running back by the name of Ray Rice was caught on film assaulting his at the time girlfriend or fiance getting onto an elevator. A lot of things happened in this particular situation, but initially, when people heard about it, they were just upset and calling for the NFL to suspend him or punish him in some way, shape, or form. Once the actual footage came out, so did the pitchforks, and I believe rightfully so. The voices of almost everyone were loud, and they were strong, and they demanded change. So much so that the NFL upgraded his initial 2-game suspension that they gave him to an indefinite suspension. It was so bad that they even tried to get the NFL commissioner fired, and there was a huge campaign to do so. Fast forward a few years or so to the Solange and Jay-Z elevator incident. She was clearly assaulting her brother-in-law as he's standing there in the elevator. She's just swinging away. Those same activists that created that huge campaign to get Ray Rice put out of the NFL, possibly sent to jail, and get the commissioner fired, complete silence. Sure, there were a few tweets, jokes, and memes here and there. I definitely got my 7 chuckles in. But overall, nobody really cared that a man was being assaulted by a woman. Sure, I don't believe he was in any type of imminent danger, but at the same time, you never know. Because today, you can simply see a simple confrontation with the woman turn into a man knocked out on the floor after being smashed over the head with a bowling ball. No one comes to his aid. and the woman proceeds to bowl a strike right after. Now, I don't know if this woman was arrested or if she received any type of punishment for this incident. But what I do know is there was no national campaign for this action either. And again, all jokes and people laughing online. In these moments, I have to ask myself, should I be okay with this double standard that I've been okay with for so long? Recently, two particular instances stand out to me. You have one involving a prize fighter by the name of Gervonta Tank Davis, and the other involving the UFC owner and commissioner, Dana White. In the issue with Tank Davis, he was arrested immediately. His mugshot was spread all over the internet and television stations. His upcoming bout on January 10th was placed in jeopardy, and all of those rumblings about another young black fighter in a domestic violence incident circle the airways like a group of vultures, ready to feed on the carcass of another deceased individual. All of this noise and action from a simple allegation with zero footage and zero proof. He also came out and made a statement saying that he didn't do anything wrong. In the case of Dana White, on the other hand, we immediately saw the footage. His wife put her hands on him, of course, and he proceeded to slap her back on multiple occasions. Now, personally, my first thought was, oh, this ain't the first time he done hit her. I don't care how drunk you are, you just don't go to smacking your woman the first time in that particular fashion. Anywho, there was no arrest, no media mugshot display, no crazy uproar, and you have commentators coming out in defense of his character because his wife landed the first blow, and they are friends of Dana White. I could bring up race and hierarchy of these two individuals, but that would be another whole video. I am the father of 3 beautiful teenage girls. We have always taught them to keep their hands to themselves and to only defend themselves when necessary. I was raised old school, so in my mind, under no circumstances is a man supposed to put his hands on a woman except in loving her. My thing is that in today's society, there's literally a show on the networks where people are watching a woman crack a man across the head with a liquor bottle, and everyone is kinda okay with it. It's entertaining. What is the path forward? Because if you continue to show people double standards, there will always be ambiguity in the differences of right and wrong. They'll have no idea what side of the line to stand on. Deuces.
It may be the most unusual roid rage murder case ever. This time, it was the wife who killed her husband.
I killed the man that I loved the most in the world.
Both were bodybuilders, and both used steroids to pump up their muscles. Sally and Ray McNeil were champion bodybuilders.
What's your favorite movement?
Bench press.
I can tell by the size of your chest.
She was known as the Pumped Up Princess and the Brawny Bride. Also, Killer Sally, her character name when she wrestled, and the title of the new Netflix documentary.